They say given enough time and resources, Batman can defeat anybody. But let's be clear, Batman doesn't always have the time or the resources. Welcome to No Work Wednesday, and today we're counting down our list of 5 characters that have whooped Batman's ass. Kicking off our list with number 5, Superman. Okay, honestly, 99% of the times Batman has defeated Superman, Superman has not been at the top of his game. Even in Dark Knight Returns, the only reason Batman won was by faking a heart attack right after he exhausted all of his tricks. Another couple of minutes and Superman still would have won. Anyways, when mind controlled by Maxwell Lord in Sacrifice, Superman begins seeing his friends as enemies, and when he discovers Brainiac hitting on Lois, he thrashes him, only to discover he accidentally been handing Batman his ass the entire time. Batman has to go to the hospital after that. Moving to number 4. The Reaper. The Reaper isn't a very well-known villain, although, as a concentration camp survivor who kills bad guys, he was pretty interesting. In Detective Comics number 575, the beginning of the Batman Year 2 storyline, Batman first encounters the Reaper and tries to stop him, only to get completely outclassed by the Reaper's skills and his many, many guns. A bloody Batman basically ran home with his tail between his legs. Here's how bad the Reaper kicked Batman's ass. Batman had to team up with the murderer of his parents, Joe Chill, in order to stop him. It works out though, because during the fight, the Reaper shoots Chill in the head, so Batman doesn't have to worry about whether he would have took revenge after that or not. Lucky him. Number 3. Wonder Woman. Everyone always argues about whether Batman could beat Superman in a fight, but no one ever argues about whether Batman could beat Wonder Woman. I assume that's because Greg Rucka answered the question in Wonder Woman Hikeshia, which has Wonder Woman so thoroughly owning the Dark Knight that the question must have been settled for the rest of time. The reason for the fight is that Diana is sworn to protect a woman named Danielle no matter what, except that Batman wants her because she's murdered a few sex slavers and drug dealers. You can see in the picture how that turns out. Number 2. The Mutant Leader. It's gotta be one of my favorite fights ever. Batman is rarely cocky, but the one time he was cocky also happened to occur at the time when he was very old and it did not turn out well. In Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns, an elderly and newly back on the prowl Batman decides to take on the massive gang known as the Mutants. He uses his Batmobile and a ton of rubber bullets to defeat the army, but decides to fight against the giant, young, preposterously strong mutant leader in a hand-to-hand fight. He's trounced, basically. In fact, the only reason Batman isn't beaten to death right there and then is because he's rescued by a young girl who was inspired to put on the Robin costume that night, who managed to distract the mutant leader and get Batman back in the Batmobile. Number 1. Alaman. Alaman is essentially Batman, but with a mech suit that gives him strength comparable to Wonder Woman and a brutal fighting style that staggeringly outclasses Batman's. In Crisis on Two Earths, Batman only wins by employing treachery and pickpocketing a teleportation device, allowing him to send Alaman far, far away. Enjoy our list? Can you name any characters that gave Batman the business? For this and more shenanigans posted weekly, please subscribe to No Work Wednesdays.